been involved in some pretty epic games over the last 3 years. That must be pretty up there.
Yeah, what a great game of footy, huh? On a day like today when most of the footy world would be watching, it's a great spectacle of our game.
How do you sum it up after all that? Had your chances?
Yeah, well, it's a weird feeling. To be honest, I haven't been involved in one as a coach, so it's a weird feeling the messages to give. I still think there's a lot of positivity in what we were able to do, and played against a really good team today. Their stoppage stuff is as good as we've played this year, and they got a hold of us early. Got some really good players in their team, and threats forward of the play. So when you give teams a chance, they kicked 4 goals before we blinked. But again, there's 2 weeks in a row where we've shown great resolve and ability to stay in the present and find our way back into the game.
So have you worked that out yet in your own head, like to what degree you go glass half full and to what extent glass half empty?
Yeah, well, I normally go home and watch a replay with a red wine. I might have a white tonight. I don't know how to feel, to be honest. Again, we're not going backwards. I suppose we're going forwards, and that half a game, we don't know where that means for us, the outcome of that. It's too early to tell on that, but we played against a good opposition. We found a way to fight back, and then I think both teams will sit in this and watch when you go back and code the game, they'll be, what about that moment? What about that moment? What about that? Both teams had them, and probably a fair result in the end.
What about the first, 15 minutes? What do you think happened there?
Smashed a stoppage.
Yeah. Well, I mean, were you sort of not switched on, or were they just supercharged?
Well, it's all about centre bounce clearances and then contests and then energy. It's 2 weeks in a row that we've sort of had to fight our way back into it. I do believe in the longer I've been in footy that games aren't won in a quarter. So there's a level of comfort, but it's how far the margin is. It's pretty much similar to last week, wasn't it? I think 6 goals to 2 or something. So in that regard, we don't want to start games like that. That's not what I'm saying. But teams will get their momentum, and we got some work to do around that space.
Jeremy Elliott's mark.
Yeah, had a good advantage point to it. It was sort of right in front of my eyes, and I thought he jumped too early, but what an incredible athlete he is. And I'd seen him do that at training from a long time, way back when he first got drafted, and I thought, God, this guy can seriously launch the ball. I think that's a contender, isn't it? At the minute, that looked remarkable from ground level. I haven't seen the replay, so looking forward to seeing that.
Were you surprised he crossed the work at the end? I think everyone expected him to hold on to that, given his sort of record in class game.
Yeah, well, it would have been one of those stories of Jamie done it again, takes a mark. Whether he would have kicked it or not, that's a space we don't live in. I know one thing. I won't review the game. We won't review the game of what ifs. What if that? I'm sure they have just as many as us. What if Langdon kicks that goal late? What if? We don't live in that space. We'll work on the things that really we can control around. Probably centre bounce is a big focus for us. One, and then other parts of that. So.
What about that overall pressure rating? I mean, that's what turned the Port game around. Do you feel like that's what turned this one around?
Yeah, I put the number up at a quarter time, and we spoke about it before the game.
It? Can you share
it was 169 or something like that for us. Which is below average, and that's not something we want to associate with our pressure being below average. But the certain style of game can inflate or deflate that number. So we spoke before the game what sort of number, if it's that sort of number, what's the game look like? So those things are somewhat in our control, but the opposition were playing really well.
How was Jamie after the game? Have you spoken to him?
Yeah, briefly. He's just on the ground. There's many that will probably think, what if I did that? And again, I don't want to live in that space. I did say to him, mate, for every one thing you thought you didn't do well, I can give you 10 that you did do well. So I like to live in that space.
Bit of a quieter game from Steele's side bottom, but he stood up, in the last couple of minutes there. How'd you see his game?
Yeah, Steele's important to us when he's playing his role, and really hard runner. Like a lot of fans don't see. Or I shouldn't say that, fans do know how important he is to us. A lot of things are unseen that he does for us. Unrewarded running, saves goals, gets back to support some others. There's plenty more life in those legs, we hope.
Another great special in the post game. Does it feel like he's found a bit of rhythm now on the field? Looks like the second week in a row that he was reading the ball really well.
Yeah, that's 2 years in a row I haven't been able to hear his speech, and so I'm looking forward to hearing that back. There's the reverb in the ground. I couldn't hear it, so I'll take that for what it is. I'm sure he would have represented us really well, as he always does. Darcy at his best comes forwards, marks the ball, and then gets good starting position on the opponent, and we saw that today. Yeah, I thought it was one of his best games for the year.
Where do you sit on the draw versus extra time?
I actually said that to the security guard after the game. I said, I bet you they'll start talking about extra time and what it looks like. We fought for 120 minutes and we couldn't find a margin. I'll leave that up to others to decide whether we need more time. It was a great game.
Was it a fair result today?
I would have thought so. They had great momentum and then we got some back. And then it was an arm wrestle after half time, really, wasn't it? And this game's always going to be about moments and managing those and then how you handle situations. I don't really know how to. We haven't lost a close game for a while. I don't know how to put that.
Just on that whole draw thing, which some of us think is a whole bit of a red herring. I mean, isn't that a good example of a draw that is a great result and is a just result and people are pretty satisfied with?
Yeah, I think we're just not sure how to act.
Yeah.
I give permission to be happy. I gave permission for our guys to still be positive, because there was a lot we did well and we got work to do, but that's like every week. So maybe we're not sure how to act. The crowd doesn't know how to act. The game siren goes, I don't know what to do. High five people. I just made sure I got to Brad Scott and told him how good the game was and acknowledged how the job he's doing is fantastic. Their group looks really strong, going to be hard to beat.
That last minute when both teams get a chance to win, are you playing to win?
We're always playing to win. And we learned some good lessons a couple of years ago when the scores were level. We had to set up in a structure that was probably too much forward of the ball to try to win the game. And so when the scores were level, we had a different structure than what we'd been in the past. But that's here or there because there was only a minute to go.
Any injuries?
No, we're in good order. Touch wood for that. We had a 5-day break, and I said to the players afterwards, you wouldn't know, like we fought to the last second. Jared Wade's done an incredible job with our high performance team, and our players are really fit and well. And it's only early. It's what is it? Is it round 8 yet? Well, I keep getting the round 0 in there. What is it?
Round 7.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys play. You guys play.
Oh no, it's a bit hard to work it out. But we're fitting well at this stage.
ANZAC Day is always an amazing occasion, very special. Can you just give us a bit of an insight on what it's actually like just standing out in MCG?
Yeah.
You were pretty emotional just coming off there.
Yeah, it just got me. I just allowed it to get in. I wanted to be really present to it, and those singers did an incredible job. Well done, girls, you're amazing. And then the bugle, she nailed that, and I was just really present to it, and I just let it in, and it just got me. I won't go into detail why, but it was the day is a special one for a lot of people around the country, and just wanted to show my respect towards it. I'm just being me. Thank you, guys.